months or twice a year or 4 times a year. But if there's spots on the floor, he's got to clean those up right away. But there's no time period listed in there. It just says as needed, except if you've got spots on the floor, and then you have to clean those up. Within how many days, within how many hours, within, you know, because otherwise he's gonna say, yep, I got it on my list to do. And I don't know if this particular contract is something where you wanna have those kinds of performance standards, but for contracts in general, I always look for that. And I say that as a former contracting officer's representative, where I went around and inspected for contractors. And I very infrequently found one that was doing a good job. So I developed standards, and then they knew what they had to do, and I knew what they had to do. And then it was a lot easier.
Jim, do you want to make sure as we work through the actual language of the contract itself between Don and S&S that we craft something into there?
As far as performance standards.
I don't know that it has to be in the language of the contract, but I would submit myself to the judgment of those who know better.
Isn't this yours?
We'll just put Nellie on it.
I think,
Back to there now.
I think your point's well taken, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Sean, I missed
I
that.
think your point's well taken.
Okay. On the other hand, if this is gonna cause the guy not to take the contract, and he's been doing a good job, I think I might waive the standards for this one.
Okay,
But it's just a thought.
thank you.
Let's make sure that we've got something in there that
Okay.
talks to what we expect in the performance of the services.
He wants the work. I don't think that's an issue.
I see on both, for both the City Hall and the Civic Center toilets, schedule is 5 days per week, is that correct? So they're gonna come Mondays, and then the last day they would come would be Fridays? Yes?
Yes.
Not working on any weekends, because if we plan on letting, say, the farmer's market use the restrooms, whether it's City Hall or whether it's the community or Civic Center restrooms, then, you know, what time of the day do they usually come on Mondays? And, you know, if the restroom is a mess, you know, how do we handle that come Monday morning? Because I know that the seniors come in, and they come in pretty early to get ready for their luncheon,
In the library.
you know, on Mondays. So,
Good point.
yeah, I just know that's gonna be an issue.
Okay.
So, because I think, you know, one of the recommendations from the Finance Committee is that the City Hall actually be closed for security purposes and to redirect, you know, all of the public to the Civic Center restrooms. And if that's the case, then I can see where we would have some issues come Monday morning if it hasn't, it's not timely and cleans in a timely manner.
I'm sorry to say I don't remember the hours of the library. In some budget cuts, they were closed at least one day a week, and it may have even been Monday, in which case, anytime Monday's gonna work for that. But, I mean, that's just an input. It's that, yes, the thought is that we don't want farmer's market in City Hall. We'd rather have them over in the library community center, and that it's going to need a cleaning shortly thereafter.
Right, and similar to the senior center, where we rent the room out, there is a requirement for them to come in and, you know, just make sure between meetings that the facilities are clean. And I think, you know, as a case-by-case basis, we could, you know, talk to S&S, and I think they'd be willing to come in, you know, maybe farmer's market or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's a rather
definitely
long
over and
stretch.
above.
You know, it's every single Saturday
Yeah.
for the summer.
Do you remember offhand how long S&S has been doing this work for the city? But it's a handful of years.
Yeah, I've been here 3 years, and they were doing it when I got here, so I'm not really sure, but it's been quite a while.
Jim,
Yeah.
we use them to close the restrooms in the parks, because the police were out at dark, early, middle of the night time of thing, when the guys were still playing in the bathrooms at night, for lack of something else to do, so S&S was closing them. Is that still part of the process?
They will be servicing the restrooms. I think a lot of the restrooms have the automatic door
Oh,
locks now.
oh, okay.
I know the one at Hathaway does, so. And then there's a release button if somebody was in there.
Because there was a period of time at 10 o'clock at night, you'd see the S&S guys out there closing up the restrooms, and so
Right.
we're heading into the summertime.
Yeah.
Other questions? Moving on. Sewer facilities plans.
So this is a request, approval to submit a revised sewer capital facility plan. We are requesting council to permit the submittal of a revised sewer capital facility plan to the Washington State Department of Ecology. And we are recommending that the mayor authorize staff to submit the revised sewer capital facility plan. And the State Department of Ecology requires that we keep and update a capital facility plan to meet future loading and flow projections established in the comprehensive master plan for the city, as well as meeting DOE standards. The revised capital facilities plan is the same plan as originally approved by council in 2006, and it addresses the needs of the comprehensive plan to meet DOE standards. The only difference in the plan is that the dates are pushed back. So do you have any questions on the capital facility plan?
And the cost revised.
Yes. And that
The-
looks like
yeah.
that's around the biosolids.
The
facility.
Class A to the Class B,
Right.
thank you, yes. That's part of it as well. We are going from a Class B to a Class A. I do have another handout if anybody's interested in looking at the site plan down there. And there's some existing structures and proposed structures. I can pass those down.
Thank you.
Other questions on this item?
Yeah.
Okay, pedestrian tunnel.
So this is a supplemental local agency agreement number 5 from Washington Department of Transportation. And staff is submitting the supplemental local agency agreement number 5 for the pedestrian tunnel project. In October and November of 2009, council approved the transfer of construction funds to consult in supplemental agreements number 8 and number 9. Supplemental LAAS number 5 reflects this transfer of funds for this project. So we are recommending to authorize the mayor to sign the Washington State Department of Transportation supplemental agreement number 5 for SR 14 pedestrian tunnel project when it becomes available. Questions on that? Yes.
What exactly does this project do?
It's a project to build the tunnel.
Was it to build it or to enhance it with something? We talked about using money that was left over to add
That's number
That's
six.
project aspects?
That's,
That's number 6.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
having,
this is the actual construction of the last portion of the construction of the tunnel.
okay. So
Yeah.
this is not